Hey, it's what you got for me.
Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Let's Talk Tottenham here with your boy Jords, co-hosted by your boy E. We was expecting some news today. I was expecting to start this show with a certain share screen that may or may have not been freezing on, lagging and everything. So good on one note or not. But we was expecting to have that corner flag statement, club statement. Thomas Frank has been sacked. Nothing has happened as of yet. We're going to get into all of that stuff, man. Big up to everyone inside. Good morning. Good fucking Monday. It's a new start to the week. Hopefully a new start. Some positivity, some blessings. May it come from somewhere. But what are you saying, E, man? How you doing?
Well, it's Monday. I'm already waiting for Friday. Man, that's how I feel. But
I'll be real. I ain't waiting till Friday, bro. That's a Premier League game on the horizon. We don't win them, bro. I'm not trying to see us play any Premier League games.
I hear it, man. We still got Dortmund. We ain't got no cups left. It's peak, bro. But I'm all right, man. I can't complain, bro. Life outside of football is great. You know what I'm saying? Just work. I have a routine in it. I'm not in risk of getting sacked from my job for doing a bad job. You know what I'm saying? I actually do my job well. So I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I can't complain.
Yeah, man. I hear it. See, I might be at risk because, these streams be trying to take up all my time. So that's why I got to take a step back and make sure I'm doing my job properly, unlike Thomas Frank, yeah, because my eyes on the ball. I know what I've got to do. He's got to know what he's got to do. Clearly not. But big up to everyone inside. Big up to K's Ali here, nice and early. Big up to Chills. Big up to Ghosted. Big up to my guy, Mr. Udang, who comes in with these are a bunch of incompetent people making those decisions. And I think, let's start there, man. Why has the decision not been made? We know for far too long that Tottenham has not been run by footballing people. Any person with a football in mind would look at the situation right now and say it can very much get worse. A lot of the times we get into positions like this mid-season and you think, oh, we're 15th. The teams behind us are quite far below. Thomas Frank, we've got these injuries. Oh, it can't get any worse. He's going to get better. Give him time. No, it definitely can get worse. West Ham had a win in 10 games. They beat Spurs. Bournemouth hadn't had a win in 11 games. They beat Spurs. We know how this story goes. We saw this happen last season. Every team we now play until the end of the season will get their first win or they'll get their confidence booster from Tottenham. We are literally like the whorehouse right now. You go there, pay your money, get your job done. All right, we're giving you something. Legs are wide open, yeah? You're leaving with something. Spurs need to act. This is the time to do it. I don't care whether it's a caretaker manager. I don't care whether it's a long-term manager. Just make the statement happen. Show us the ambition. Sack Thomas Frank. E, your opinion. Why hasn't it happened yet?
The amount of money he's on. Bro, he's the third highest paid manager in the league, bro. He's getting like 10 mil a year. Like, if we sack him, we're gonna bring in an interim. But let's say we even bring in an interim or bring in a manager. They gotta get paid too. So we gotta pay Thomas Frank the rest of his contract. Then we gotta pay an interim or another manager. That means there ain't no more January signings. And to be fair, yeah, I think this is just something the board do from now on, because this happened last time with Ange. Like, we all wanted him gone, and they kept him. They kept him till the end of the season. I don't know if they think Thomas Frank can win the Champions League, but maybe they're keeping him. I don't know, but I don't know, man. At this point, the season's done anyway, innit? Like, there's nothing really more to ask for. There's nothing more we can do. We've never been so close to the top and so far from the top in terms of like top six ever. it's like it's literally in arm's reach, but then we know we can't get it. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world because this league is shit. This is such a shit league. If Sunderland are mid-table, as soon as they come up, you know it's a shit league. And I've never seen such a bad set of teams in my life. And we can't capitalize. And that's the worst thing about it, is that we can't capitalize on such a bad situation. And now it's like, with this manager, bro, he should have been gone. But I honestly don't think he'll be sacked. Like, it's weird because we all want him to be sacked, apart from a select few. But it's like, what are we doing here, man? Like, we shouldn't be where we are, especially like compared to the rest of the league and how bad the league is. Like, we shouldn't be where we are, because I know a lot of people talk about like the quality of the players and stuff. People understand, like, they gotta understand things are relative nowadays. Like, if you want to compare things to like 10 years ago, like everything, so that was 2016. Life was different in 2016. Football was different. The way it was played, the responsibilities of the players, everything was so different 10 years ago. We complain about like the robotic nature of football today and all of that. That basically means you don't have to be as good as you were to be at the top level 10 years ago. That's what it means. Everything's relative. And with the set of players we have, we should just not be 14th, especially when there's such a small distance between everyone in the group. Like, the amount of points we've dropped from winning situations, we would be in the top 6 alone if we didn't drop those points. We dropped points against United, against Villa. You know what I'm saying? We drew at home to Wolves. You know what I'm saying? We're dropping points against all these teams. So it's like, these games we should be winning, and it shouldn't be an issue. And that's why I can't, respectfully, like, all the like people that just talk in narratives, I can't hear it because there's no context there. Mm-hmm. It's like, if I'm talking about another team, their fans would want if I include context and stop, not just talk about narratives. It's the same thing here, man. Like, I'm not here for the narrative talk and all the randomness. It's like, what are we doing, bro? I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, I'm just not here for it. I think there's far too many easy narratives to paint on the team to make this whole situation seem like it's just very black and white. Far too often, I'm seeing in the chat now, people just say the players aren't good enough. I mean, that's just a narrative you can push. There's definitely some players that are good enough. There's some players that aren't good enough. As is with every team in the Premier League, you have a bit of both. Maybe barring the top 3, you usually have a bit of both. Players that are good, players are shit. We, on the other hand, just don't have a manager that can piece it together. When we've had our good players, the football's not looked good. When we've had our shit players, the football's not looked good. Right now, it's getting to a breaking point where we're now starting to use players like Bissouma. And I saw it in your match reaction. Like, that's a bigger indictment on Thomas Frank more than anything, on his time at Spurs. Because his first game was the Super Cup, in which he banished Bissouma from the squad because of his unprofessionalism. You don't then, at this point, where he comes back from AFCON, he's not been a part of the squad the whole season, comes back from AFCON, and I get we have injuries, but you do not chuck this guy into the team. You do not chuck this guy and say, do you know what, we're going to give you some minutes because we're desperate. You leave him out. It's just straight up. You leave him out. You say, do you know what, I'd rather play a kid. I'd rather go get an academy graduate than play you, an unprofessional guy. That just goes to... It looks bad on his character. It looks bad on him as a person. And I think from our perspective, it just shows us how clueless Thomas Frank has been this whole time. Because clearly he's had no plan for when some of these midfielders go out and he's like, do you know what? I've got this young player coming through. I've tested him in training in this position just in case. Like, you see Pep. We see Pep all the time. Manchester City, the best team in the Premier League, whether you like to say it or not, you know, they're not first, but the best team in the Premier League in my eyes. Go out there. He's got youngsters ready in most positions. He knows when he gets an injury, oh, do you know what? Nico Riley, I've tried him out at left back. He can go left back for me. He's going to do a job there. He's not a full-time left back, but he's going to do a job there for me. He's even bringing on guys like Mukasa. Who is Mukasa? Mufasa. Lion King himself. Man's playing up top. He's like, yo, bring my man on. He's going to do a job up top for me. Oscar Bob. Like, it's not because the young players are so good over there. Because the manager knows how to breed them into the team and give them an opportunity. Our manager doesn't have a clue how to build a squad. And it's quite inherently clear to us now. I think you can see from how good Brentford have been since he left that the Brentford system as a whole, the structure of the team is set up in a way where which manager comes in, they're probably going to be successful or somewhat successful unless you're really bad at your job, because they've set up the scouting in a way where it's just going to continue. Like Ajax, they have a system. It's data-led. It's similar players are going to consistently come through because they target players of a specific profile. Again, when you look at the way that they play, it's all consistent. They've played the same way under Frank as they play under this new manager. It's consistent. It's at Spurs, we just don't have the consistency, and our manager even lacks consistency in his ideal, in his ideas on his way of play. We don't have a consistency there. So there's just so much where Spurs are falling off. And you know what? Shout out to Mike, who's in the chat as well, because I told him the other day, I said, we're turning into West Ham. Our club is dying in front of our eyes. I said, we're literally a year or two away from battling relegation like you man are right now. And he didn't realize. He didn't think it was that bad. I was going, no, Mike's, bro, it's this bad for us. Like, I know sometimes fans can't see in the future, and I'm not saying I'm a visionary. I didn't see this 3 years ago. I'm not a visionary. But what I am saying is right now, what I can vision is that within 2 years, Spurs are in a relegation battles, consistent. That is where it's going to be at, because our squad level is falling off, our ambition's falling off, the way that we run our club is falling off. There's so many things that are so bad right now that I just don't see it getting any better. And we have to be honest with ourselves. We're in a January transfer window where it presents opportunity to improve. I don't think we can improve. Do you think that we can sign any players? Do you think any players are even going to want to sign when they're not clear on who the next manager is going to be? It's just not really like, how do we improve this situation? Like, let's just say we sack Thomas Frank. Do you even think that there's a short-term fix to getting it better this season, whether that's signing players? Because we know we've got important players out right now, so we're going to need to sign either someone big, and signing someone big, I'm not being funny, it's going to be hard to do so without a permanent manager. How do we go about improving this situation?
The thing is as well, it's like, the main thing that's frustrating is that we don't even see a style of play. Like, this is why I don't really look too much into like advanced analytics and stuff like that, because like it doesn't really tell the story if you just watch them play. Like, we don't have a style of play. So, like, for example, if I just look at the reason why we've conceded so many goals is because we don't have a midfield. Like, the way we set up the midfield has been basically non-existent. And this is something I've been talking about since game week 3. Like, I've been saying this since the first time we lost to Bournemouth, that there's no midfield. We set up with a single pivot, whether it's Pelinia or Bentancur, or I guess Bissouma now, because now he's playing apparently. But like, no wonder these men are going to concede so many goals. If you're relying on your defenders to be your midfield and your attack, because they're the ones scoring the goals too, if it's not Richarlison, then yes, of course they're going to be frustrated when the attack can't score. We don't have any patterns of play. We don't have a style of play. We don't have a system. We're not able to keep the ball. So the defenders have to do everything. Of course, they're going to be annoyed. And this is why I give a lot of slack. I cut a lot of slack for Romero and Van de Ven. Romero especially, because he just gets disrespected by the fan base. And it's crazy to me.
I saw you talking about this. I needed to pull you up on your match reaction because you were at me. He was trying to do the... Spurs fans, but he was really talking about me, man.
I actually wasn't talking about you. No, I swear to God. On everything.
Right now.
No, on everything. I wasn't even talking
about me on his match reaction, babe.
No, you give Romero props. Like, you give Romero props. On everything, I actually wasn't talking about you. I was talking about other people specifically. We could talk about in the private chat after the stream, bro. But I was definitely talking about some other people. But if you want to say Romero's not like top 5 in the league centre back, so that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. If you want to say he's like maybe the fringe end of top 10, I'll give you that's not even a problem with me. But when people act like Danso's better, people act like we'd be better without him in the team, that stuff is disgraceful to me, bro. It's like these spoiled Spurs fans are crazy. It's like, I don't understand what's wrong with these man to say some stupidness like that. But Romero is one of them people, like Romero and Van de Ven. The amount of times they have saved us, like we might actually have been in the relegation zone if it wasn't for these two. And the amount of times they've saved us The amount of times Romero Van de Ven, like especially Romero, he'll just stay up top. He'll just tell like Pellegrini or Bentancur or someone, bro, go centre back real quick. I'm staying up top. I mean, the goal we scored, literally, bro. He literally said, "Hey, yo, who was it? Bissouma, just stay centre back real quick." And he went up and he scored, bro. Because it's like, bro, it's like if these centre backs, if Romero and Van de Ven don't score, yeah, we're cooked. And it's like, bro, you're relying on your two centre backs to sit back potentially in a 5-back with no line of defense in front of them. Because, like, if people don't know, bro, football's played in lines of defense, innit? If you got a 4-2-3-1, that's 4 lines of defense right there. The way we set up, we don't have a midfield. You just have a single pivot. That's not a line of defense. So you're relying on your centre backs to basically bail you out of trouble every time. You're relying on Romero and Porro to progress the ball and thread the needle. You're relying on Romero and Van de Ven to score the goals. You know what I'm saying? You're relying on your centre backs and your right back in Porro to do all the creativity, to score the goals, to defend 90 minutes, sit back all the time. Bro, of course they're going to be frustrated. And you see it, bro. Like, Romero and Van de Ven, they've both been suspended due to yellow cards. Van de Ven, Romero's already got a red card. Porro's already getting frustrated. Everyone's frustrated as a defender, and it makes sense. That's why I don't really look at the advanced analytics part of it, because the system that Thomas Frank has created, bro, we have to rely on set pieces. We have to rely on crosses into the box when only our centre-backs are really aerial threats, centre-back and Pellegrini. You put the attackers in such a disadvantage, and then everyone's complaining that the attackers aren't getting GA. It's like, yes, when you have Kudus and you have Odobert on the wings, and you're basically telling them, yo, just spam crosses into the box, and you isolate them into one-on-one situations, of course they're not going to get a crazy amount of GA because they're touchline wingers. Touchline wingers notoriously don't get that much GA. It's not that big of a deal, bro. You don't judge a touchline winger on their GA. I've never done that once. You trust inside forwards with GA because that they're literally right next to the goal. It's their job to score. Yeah. But when you have Kolo Muani up top and he's a link-up guy, of course, if you have touchline wingers of Kolo Muani, he's not going to score, bro, because he wants to link up with players. He doesn't. He's not standing in the box in a goal line position, bro, trying to score a goal. He doesn't do that. Xavi Simons is another one. He's a link-up guy. He's a creative player. He's not someone who's going to goal poach. So, like, I look at our attackers and I'm like, but we need to see some type of setup to help them thrive. Mm-hmm. We need to see a midfield so the defenders can feel at least a bit safe. We have a line of defense in front of there. And if Pellegrini's not playing, then we don't have that, bro. We don't have it. And then everyone gets ran over all the time. That's why I feel bad for the defense. Romero and Van de Ven get handed transfer requests in the summer, and I don't blame them. And to all the spoiled Spurs fans crying about what the team is looking at right now, what happened? Let's wait until Kolo Muani goes back to PSG. Pellegrini goes back to Bayern. Romero and Van de Ven handed transfer requests. Porro might hand in a request as well. You might want Vicario sold, so Vicario will get sold. Hey, look, you will get the bad Spurs team that you have been crying about for the past 2 years. You will get it, and then we'll see how it looks then.
I mean, I get some of your points, definitely, especially regarding it can get worse. It can definitely get a whole lot worse. I do think that the defending of some of these players is a little bit over the top. I will just say that. I will say that. Simply up because I agree on, we're both very much in agreement regarding the system, the setup, the lack of the midfield, the structure. Why, like, I agree with a lot of the points as to why the defenders and the strikers, like let's just say the attackers, aren't performing great. Like, the numbers with regards to goals conceded and goals scored are awful this year. And I'm not going to hold them too accountable for that in particular because, again, goals that we concede, like against West Ham, the first goal was an indictment on the way Frank sets us up, sitting a bit too deep, leaving the space on the edge of the area. So when someone does cut in, they've got that whole gap on the edge of the box to just cut in and shoot, and deflected goals is what it is. We've conceded about fucking 20 of them this season. And again, the second goal, Vicario not doing his job in the like, we can't sit there and get mad about it. But at the same time, we do have to look at some of these times that we are conceding goals and look at some of the players and look at their attitudes. And I know it's hard to play for a manager. I don't know if anybody's been at a job where you have a shit manager, you go into work and you're pissed off every day because you know you're going to buck into this manager and they're going to ruin your mood. So I do get that sometimes the players are probably frustrated onto the pitch because they're like, these tactics aren't working. We're trying it and it's not working and they're getting annoyed. But the application has got to be better. Even from me, like out of the players I love the most are the ones that I criticize the most. Xavi Simons on the weekend, his performance was unacceptable. That was awful. He was getting the ball in plenty of attacking positions, plenty of good places where you can link play. And you saw it. How many times was he missing the passes? How many times was that final pass from him? Shit. Was poor. When he was supposed to put someone through down on the left-hand side, Matisse Tell a few times, or put Odebert through down the right-hand side, and his pass was under hit. These are the types of things where you have to look at players and say, yeah, look, the manager's not doing good. But this is the difference between world-class top players and players that will never reach that level. Is world-class top players, even despite all of these things going on around them, they still perform, they still step up, they still score goals. We've seen that many a time when we've had shit managers and the likes of Harry Kane and Son have stepped up for us. They still get the goal. They still make sure that they're going to carry the team through these moments. We don't have players like that. We don't even have players, forget the leader side of it, but we don't have players that have the bollock to sit there and be like, do you know what, I'm going to take the game by the scruff of the neck and make something happen. Ignore the manager's instructions. Go out there and take a long shot. We have barely got players that are willing to do these things.
Romero don't do that?
Romero does that. But let's be honest, when Romero's doing it, he's doing it at a detriment to the team at the same time, because we saw again, did he not get yellow carded in the first half for doing a stupid challenge, lunging out of his, coming out of the line to come and press someone high up in their half, which again, I like the aggressiveness, but you get a yellow card early in the game, you ruin the rest of your game for yourself. You know that.
I know that, but the yellow card he got in the first half actually didn't affect him at all. He still performed and he scored the goal for us. So like,
it didn't affect him in hindsight, saying that he didn't get another yellow, but he wouldn't have been as aggressive for the whole game. And he wasn't as aggressive as he probably wanted to be because he knew.
Which is fair, but for the rest of the game, like the entire second half, West Ham didn't do anything apart from score the goal last minute. Like they weren't a threat at all. So the yellow, because they scored and then they sat back. Like they sat back for the whole second half. So like I'm not disagreeing with you in terms of Romero does do it at a detriment sometimes, but if we're just specifically talking about the West Ham game, it wasn't a detriment at all. Because remember, both centre-backs got a yellow card, bro, for stupidness. Van de Ven got a yellow card for stupidness as well.
Yeah.
But that's why I say it's just a frustration, because I think we were talking about this last stream, but Romero and Van de Ven are very emotional players. Yeah. Like, most of these men are emotional players on the pitch. And when the team's not doing well, especially when you have to carry safety pause for this, but when you have to carry the load that they're carrying in terms of responsibility, yeah, you're going to be frustrated if you're pulling this much weight to carry the team and you're 14th, bro. Like, especially if you're at the level that they perceive themselves to be. I'm not even saying that they're wrong.
But is that not an indictment on all the other players then? Because like I said, they're carrying all this weight to carry some of these players.
It definitely is, because the players can, yeah, it's definitely an indictment in some capacity, because the players could be playing better. And some of the players just aren't good enough to start consistently. Like, I love Odebert, not good enough.
He's not, I can't even lie, bro. I love him, but I'm at the point, bro.
He's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? He's not good. I love Odebert, not good enough. You know what I'm saying? And like Archie Gray, love him, not good enough. Bergval's regressed from last season, so I don't even know what his trajectory is going to be come next season or when. Now that he's back,
I think Archie Gray was pretty decent at the weekend. You know, I'm not even going to lie. He was the one player I was saying that he, again, like you couldn't question his attitude because he was throwing himself all over the pitch. He was trying.
His attitude was good, but he was horrible against us. He was out of his depth, bro. He was getting bullied.
Do you know? I like doing all those challenges. 100%, he was getting handled by Matheus Fernandes. But let's be honest, him putting in all those challenges was what we needed in that first half. We needed someone to come in there and break up the play. Conor Gallagher, I didn't even know that was one Chihuahua performance, bro. He's shit.
Like, Saul might be better than him, Loki. Saul might be better than him. I can't lie. Bro, but no cap, Saul might be better.
Fam. Man was chasing shadows. I saw him run around the pitch the whole game and not do nothing. Nothing. Like this guy was he was shit. Conor Gallagher was rubbish. This is exactly what I expected of him. But we tried to do the positive thing, tried to focus on the positives. But he didn't add nothing to our team. We looked just
like literally someone said are not on the ball, it's a problem, bro, as a midfielder. Like, all his best attributes have nothing to do with him kicking a football. And that's the problem, ultimately. We paid 40 You know, say the traits and that, bro. We paid 40 million for them FIFA traits and that leadership. You know what I'm saying? Super sub. You know what I'm saying? Injury, not injury prone.
Second wind.
Second wind, bro. Yeah, we paid for the play styles and that, bro. We didn't pay for the actual foot. It's like his stats on zero, yeah, but he's got all the play styles, bro. It's like that's what we paid for Gallagher, man. But yeah, no, honestly, I just think as time goes, especially with him playing Basuma, and then Basuma looking like our best midfielder right now is crazy. But also, yeah, and I just think when the amount of responsibility the defense has in order to really carry this team, and if you want to include Pelinia and do the goalkeeper, the back four, and like a Pelinia in the middle, I'll give you that as well. But the amount of responsibility those six have compared to the rest of the squad, I could understand them feeling frustrated because the rest of the team, Xavi Simons has looked better as time's gone on, but yeah, he wasn't great yesterday either. But I think the attacking midfield aspect, they've not only not been good enough, but they've also been very much let down by the system because none of those players are good enough to where they can't prosper in spite of. They're not that level of player. You can say maybe Kudus, but I don't even think Kudus is that good either, in my opinion. But that's just me. But I don't think any of the attackers are good enough to where they can prosper in spite of bad tactics. I think the defense are, which is why we're seeing the defense carry us. Well, at least Romero and Van der Ven. But we just don't have players on that kind of level to where even if a manager's not great and they have bad tactics, the players can just prosper in spite of. We're not that good enough of a squad.
Yeah,
we don't have a good enough of a squad. So I look at these players like Tel, Odebear, I look at Xavi Simons, I look at Saar, I look at Bergval. I look at these players and I'm like, these players need direction. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put it down to their age or if you want to put it down to their mentality, whatever you want to put it down to, these lot need a direction. They need systems. They're not good enough to where you could just put them on the pitch and they can do whatever and win you games. They need something. They need support from the manager. They need confidence. They need all of that. Wherever you want to put it down to, that's what they need, and they're not getting it from this manager. So that's why we're looking at Romero's and Van der Ven's, and even though Porro's been shit, they're still looking at Porro as one of those players that can just give them a cross out of nowhere to get them a goal. Even though looking at Richarlison come on, and all of a sudden the players look way better compared to when Moani's on the pitch. Like they're looking at certain players, and they're like, okay, these are the players that, in spite of what's going on, they're gonna do this. They're gonna put in something. And that's pretty much all we got left. And now Richarlison's gone down. He's going to be out for probably the rest of the year, given the medical staff. Kudus is gone. He was another one they would look to. Just get the ball to him. Let's see what we can do. He's gone for the rest of the year. Luckily, Bergval's back, so we'll see what happens with him. But there's not really many people we can sign that can just, especially attacking-wise, that can just be like, you know what, we can give the ball to him and we'll be all right. There's no one really signing January.
Just not the state of the Premier. It's like you say, the state of the Premier League's just not in that position. I think, like you say, the systems. I think every other team has like robust systems in place to prevent them from, allowing that individual quality to be the difference maker in a lot of games. We don't have a system or the individuals to allow us to have any of that leeway. You can look at teams like Aston Villa who have a good system, but a lot of the time they win games because of the individual quality their players show. We don't have any of that. And our manager's not helping it, our players aren't helping it. And we just sort of have to accept where we are right now and say, is it going to get any better? Probably not. Like you said there, is there any players you can bring in January that can instantly improve that? Under this manager and system, probably not, because unless you go out there and get some 6'3" dominating striker in the air who can just go out there and win every duel and is also good at playing with the ball at their feet a little bit, probably not going to go out there and bring someone in who's going to impact us enough this season to make a real difference. So, yeah, it's probably one of those situations where we just have to accept where we're at. Thomas Frank is going to be manager for that Dortmund game. We're seeing reports come out from Sky Sports and some other sources to suggest that Spurs have reviewed other managers and the board is still looking at the situation. But at the same time, because they aren't so confident that they could bring someone else in who will make it better, or reality is they don't have a solution to the problem, they don't want to sack Frank, which for me is just, it's like, what do we do now? Like, it's typical of our board, to be honest. There is no plan. So then they sit here and complain at the fact that they had no plan. So then we all just got to sit here and watch this no plan team play out, and we're gonna see throughout the rest of these next couple games. He probably does get sacked post Dortmund or the next Premier League game. Who have we got next in the Premier League?
Burnley away.
Burnley. We got Burnley, and then we got City in it. So he can go out there and beat Burnley. I hope we lose, if anything, because I'm not having him get a confidence booster off of a Burnley. I'll be real. So I'd rather us lose, just to put the nail in the coffin, because clearly the hammers weren't enough to hammer it into the coffin. So we need something to happen real soon. Some change, people. But just on the side of what's going on in the world of football, did you see the AFCON yesterday? All of the videos.
Oh yeah. I tuned in, because I was streaming. I ended streaming. I tuned in. It was like the 100th minute, and I saw no players on the pitch. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, bro? And then I saw the replays. I'm like, it's the corruption. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I seen the ref laugh. I'm like, yeah, he's a dickhead, bro. But football won. Football won.
Nah,
hey, big up Pap Sarr, bro. You know what I'm saying? That elite trophy mentality. You know what I'm saying? Big up Pap Sarr and that.
I would love to big him up. Big him up for his contribution in the tournament. But obviously he weren't there yesterday. Apparently he was ill, or he had some stomach bug or something, so he got pulled out of the subs bench. But he don't even start for Senegal, which is mad. Like
he didn't do shit, bro.
Starting for Spurs that don't start for the international team, and they're not good international teams. It's madness. But bro, that wasn't even the maddest thing. Like I saw, for one, Morocco got the fair play trophy or some shit like that. They won a trophy for fair play.
Fuck that shit,
which is some madness, because
I don't know if you see Brahim Diaz tried to take the piss, bro. He tried to take the piss. I know he didn't, man.
Do you know what? With that, I've got a feeling that was an agreement. I do have a slight feeling there was an agreement there, because he didn't even try to do the chip. Like he just done like a light one. Like it was just
he tried to take the piss, bro. That's what I'm saying. He tried to take the piss. You know what I'm saying? Because people have done that to end. People do like the little cheeky light tap down the middle to take the piss in it, like to win the trophy. Like Alexis Sanchez did it. You know what I'm saying? Bad people do it sometimes. So I really think he was trying to take the piss. Like after all of that, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the piss, and that's the most embarrassing penalty and the most disrespectful penalty to concede, innit? Like that's the most disrespectful, because like let's be honest, that's the most disrespectful penalty to concede, innit? Like all that, after like 20 plus minutes, of Senegal claiming corruption and walking off the pitch and all of that shit, the most disrespectful thing to do to win AFCON is to just put little light, those Neymar penalties, you know what I'm saying, down the middle.
Yeah, the little light.
Make the whole country look stupid. I feel like he just did it.
That man were just violating the Moroccans, bro. Because I'm seeing videos of why are the stewards scrapping the subs goalkeeper on the sidelines because he's holding the towel for men. Like, bro, it's madness. Like, I'm seeing them grips him up. They're scrapping him for the towel, bro. And I'm like, yo, what is going on here? Like, these are stewards. I'm thinking if I'm a player, I'm cracking a steward in his face one time. I'm like, bro, he attacked me. Like, bro, it was just madness going on. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm just like, bro, this is why I could never support AFCON. Like, AFCON to me is just as a whole a broken tournament, because shit like this goes on every time, like corruption in front of your eyes, but you just have to ignore it. You have to ignore
that ref, where he was promised that mansion, bro. That ref was promised that mansion if Morocco win. I swear, man. You know that apparently that was the first open goal and open play Morocco conceded in like a year and a half, some shit like that. Like that, that's crazy.
You know, that whole tournament, I said it from the start. I expected them to win because it was their home gaff. I just thought, yeah, AFCON, bro, this is definitely happening. But
I always back Senegal, bro. I'm so happy like the team I backed actually won it, bro. But I only backed them because of Pap Sarr. But like, I'm glad that Senegal won it, bro. Especially Nigeria. They are good, isn't it? I'm happy for Mane. Happy Nigeria didn't win it. They can hold that. And yeah, the corruption from the ref, his name's on the list somewhere. You know, obviously, prayers to him, bro. I hope he makes it out, innit? You know what I'm saying? I hope him and his family is all good. It's
gonna get real dark. So.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro, Speed was streaming it as well, bro. He shouldn't stay in Morocco. They might think he's Senegalese, and end his career, bro.
It's getting confused, bro.
They'll just see a dark skin brother be like, he's Senegalese, bro. Pop him. You know what I'm saying? I hope he got out safely, bro.
Them man there, they don't play games. I'm not gonna lie. The Moroccans, they are not happy.
They weren't happy, bro, because they were jeering the Senegalese at that for the whole 30 minutes. Like, hey, get back on the pitch and lose the game, bro. that man ended up losing, and I know they're pissed, bro.
The football gods put that goal they scored was a banger as well. Like that was
So sick.
It was meant to be. Just ran through and go rust it. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's show. That's show. Big up to my guy Hyper as well every time. As you guys can see, that's a member in the building. If you want to be like Hyper and you want to be like Bango, you want to have that membership badge next to your name, that little circle, yeah. Just need to go to the pinned comment. You can become a delinquent or a descendant over them size. Diaz tried to respect this, tried to disrespect Mendy, and now he's public enemy number 1 in Morocco. Yeah, dark. I can't even lie. The man, everyone in Morocco is on to Diaz because they don't care whether he was doing a sportsman thing or anything. They're like,
he missed. That's all that matters.
And you missed.
If he scored that, there wasn't going to be another kick, bro. If he scores that, game over instantly. The ref blown the whistle.
Over, yeah. So it's dark.
If I was Diaz, bro, I'm just scoring the penalty, bro. But I'm not going down the middle. That's the one thing I'm not doing.
Like, if I'm gonna miss as well, I'm rasting it over the bar. That's what I'm doing. I'm
kicking it wide. Like I'm going for that bottom corner, bro. I'm sorry.
Do you know what it is with the bottom corner one? It's risky because you could just lick it and it goes in it. Like if you're meant to miss it, you could just go in rather. If you're actually meant to miss it, you just lean back a little bit and you know you're gonna.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not missing it, bro. If I Brahim Diaz, I'm not missing it, bro.
Even if you agree, just shook hands with the guy like, I'm gonna miss it. You're pulling up to the pen and you're like,
you know what it is. Look at what happened to Brahim Diaz afterwards, bro. If his career falls apart after this because of the mental strain, like because I know we're making jokes, but his career could really like the next 48 hours are so pivotal for his career there because depending on how he processes this, it could be long, bro. It could be long. So. I'm just saying that if you want to be a public hero in Morocco, bro, hey, you just scored a penalty thing, man. Like I understand the whole corruption thing, but like you play for Real Madrid, bro. They're known for corruption, isn't it? So it's not like you're playing for some great club, and then you did the corruption thing and now you're a black sheep. Bro, Real Madrid are the proverbial black sheep of football. So it's all right. Score the penalty, win the AFCON for Morocco, go back to your corrupt club and carry on doing the corrupting. They're not gonna care. Because if it was Real Madrid, you know you're scoring that penalty, bro. If it's Real Madrid, he's scoring the penalty, bro.
Them man are getting chased out the stadium. If
that man will get, bro, they will be, you know, them cavemen that have the torches, bro. They will chase him with the torch out of Madrid if he misses that penalty.
That's gonna be that situation when was it that German team that go run out the stadium and running down.
You know the Italians they'll be waiting. The Italians will be waiting at the training ground if it's in Italy with the pitchforks and that, bro. I'm telling you, if it was Real Madrid, he's scoring that penalty. No sportsmanship when you play for Real Madrid. So for Morocco, he should have shook their hand, be like, just stay in the middle, man. I'll chip it. I rust that bottom corner, bro. Win that AFCON, bro. That's what I would have done, bro. You would have been Senegalese enemy. Just never go back Senegal, bro. It's my
do you know what? Once you have a moment like that, you could have just he could have done that, retired from international football. I'm done, bro. I scored my penalty. I won it for us. You see me? Wait, I won us the AFCON, bro. Fuck these man. Like I can go out, my head held high. You know that when I'm retired, I've got that moment. Like all these Senegalese man can hate me. So what? It's beef. It's on site whenever in it.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in Morocco, bro. You're gonna be in ends, bro. They're not gonna travel to Morocco to beef you.
Yeah, man. You're all good. Like, but it does go to say what Chill said. He's going from booze back into Morocco right now to booze back in Madrid. It's dark. Like them man are getting. Them man got knocked out of what was it, that tournament the other day? He's lucky he didn't play in it, but they got knocked out of the Copa del Rey to like a second division team with the new manager.
I've seen that.
With the new manager, mad. So I don't even. Madrid it's looking dark for them right now. It's looking real dark. Big up to Beans Pun Toast every single time. Jords, for your own safety, don't go on midday live. Oh, that's not that deep, man. It's really not that deep. Most of the teams on there are shit right now. Most man drop points. And I ain't going to be getting the biggest cooking. I'm sure it'll be LB. But before we wrap up, let's just talk about the game that is ahead, of course, because we do have Dortmund tomorrow, Champions League, final 2 games. Frankfurt next week. Frankfurt did just sack their manager as well. So I suppose they're in a very similar situation to Spurs. So probably when we go against them.
Dortmund, because we played Dortmund first.
Yeah, we got Dortmund, but Frankfurt sacked their manager, so we got them next week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just saying, when we got them, they're in a similar situation to us, so that could present a decent opportunity. But Dortmund, Right now, I'm pretty sure they're doing fairly good in the league. Let me just double check.
They're doing
They
well, to
are.
be fair.
Where it is. Yeah, they're doing pretty well in the league. They're second in the league right now. They're not having a bad season. They've only lost one game in the league in total, and in the Champions League, they are on just one loss as well. So 2 games lost this whole season. Not going to be an easy game. Presents an opportunity for us to try and get into that top 8 of the Champions League, because right now we're sat 11th, level on points with Dortmund. So whoever wins this goes into that higher barrier. How are you proposing this game? Mr. Udang's obviously not confident. I said 4-0 wild. But how are you looking at this?
We pray. That's all we can do, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen with Tel, because now Solanke's back. Does Tel get dropped out the UCL squad now, or does he replace like Kulusevski or someone? Like I don't know how it works. Because remember, Tel.
Sure that he gets dropped out because Salah, it was a substitute, it was an injury one. So I think he only came in because of the injury, and then when the guy plays back from injury, he gets straight back out.
Great. So one of our most informed attackers is not available now, bro. It's Jesus fucking Christ, bro. This club's a mess in there. It should have been for Kulu, but it is what it is. But I guess you're gonna have to play Solanke instead of Kolo, because I mean, like, Solanke's back now. He's getting minutes. You gotta play him because we need some sort of focal point. Yeah, but what else can we do rather than just pray, bro? Like, we know how the game's gonna go. We're gonna get pressed. We're not gonna be able to deal with it. Dortmund will have bare chances. We'll have to score from a set piece. You know, like, we know how the game's gonna go. The question is, do Dortmund take their chances? And if they don't, can we score? That's really the only. That's basically been like every game though for like the last 6 months. Like, that's why you don't have a pattern of play or a style of play. You know, that's just
you know what it is with Dortmund. One thing I've known about them just forever is they always concede goals. So I don't see them keeping a clean sheet against us, like Mr. Udang says. But at the same time, I probably agree with you, and it's going to be Dortmund attack us. We hit them on a couple of counters, we win some corners, and we'll probably create some dangerous situation from the corners and set pieces that we take. Away from that, don't really see a way as to how we can break them down and win. Obviously, with this being a Champions League game, it makes it slightly different to the approach in the Premier League, because these men will probably open up a lot more. We might get the space in behind. And, you know, Kolo Muani and some of these other players prefer to play in the Champions League, I suppose, because of systems and stuff. They get a little bit more space to create, and maybe he's more familiar with playing against these types of teams. So it may give us more expansiveness and I say that very... very scarcely, because when I say expansive, there's nothing expansive about Frank football. But it just allows us to open up the game a little bit more and maybe take advantage of some of the good things we know these players can do. Like you said there, if Tel is out of the team, I'm pretty sure now we'll obviously get confirmation from when they speak about it in the press conference, because I'm not too sure about the rules, but I'm pretty sure he just came in as an injury replacement and should be back out of the team. But if he is, like I said there, our most informed attacker, not that his inform is going crazy. He's like, he hasn't even got a black inform card right now. This shit's great. Like, he's just informed because everyone else is shit and he looks better than more people. So if he's out of the team, it's not going to be great for us, because our left wing, I think we're going to have to do Muani, or probably Xavi Simons out on the left, or maybe Muani on the left, Solanke down the middle. Don't really know how he's going to play. It might do the 4-2-2-2 thing, and where he puts Bergvall on the right, and Bergvall on the right is madness. And Odegaard on the left, don't really know how it's going to be set up. And I'll be honest, I look at this game and say there's not much to be expected from it. I think it's going to be a draw or a loss for us. Don't see us winning. Like, I don't see us winning any games right now. I thought that we might beat West Ham at their worst, and we couldn't do that. So to be confident going to any game right now would be stupid. Just stupid as a Spurs fan. I know people are alluding to how good they play and so on. I'll be honest, haven't seen enough of Dortmund this season to talk about how they play, but I've heard some good things and I've heard some bad things. Like, whenever I have listened to them and people have spoken about them, they've spoken about the midfield being a bit of a problem and then not necessarily getting the best out of it, but defensively being quite open and conceding quite a few chances, but still quite solid. They've got some older players in there still playing Emery Chan and so on, and he was manager for them not too long ago. So what to expect of Dortmund, don't really know, but probably more than Spurs. That's the best way to put it. But I don't know, man. How do things improve? We don't know. It's a really sad time for life as Spurs fans. It's actually real sad,
man. Especially considering like what the club was in this like 12 months ago, and it's like it feels like a repeat, but at least there was a Europa League at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing here. Like I was joking about what it'd be like if we won the Champions League this season. It'd be like what the fuck, but you know, so all you can do is joke at this point because if you don't laugh, you cry. That's pretty much the situation we're in, innit? And sometimes I feel like crying. To be honest, it's like, bro, look at us, man. Like we were supposed to kick on. We won the Europa League. We had a shift in the board. You know, we got some people out of here. You know what I'm saying? We got Donna Cullen, both YouTube Donna Cullen and the actual Donna Cullen. They both got packed up. You know, we're supposed to have a new manager come in and revamp things, sign Kudus. You know, saying sign Palinha. Things are looking up. Just to be back in 14th again, man, with more losses than wins. It is what it is, isn't it?
Dark times, people. Dark times. And this is why we don't do too much content nowadays, because the types of shows that we have are just very depressing, man. We sit here. I started my morning being pretty happy. Now my morning, I'm looking ahead and I'm like, yo, is this day or life going to get better? You know, Spurs, shit. Nothing to look ahead of. Losses upon us. So, yeah, man, this is generally why I avoid streaming too much. It's actually not great times, people. It's really, really not great times. We've got Jay coming in and saying it's currently 5:24 where I am and got to listen to Jords' ball knowledge. Yeah, there really isn't much going on right now. My ball knowledge is decreasing with watching this Tottenham Hotspur football because I don't think there is much to break down. Like, I watch the games, trying to do like a tactical breakdown. I'm like, bruv, this is just shit. Like the breakdown of what you need to say is Thomas Frank ball is shit. Trying to identify the problems when the problems are all over the pitch doesn't really present any solutions. So that's why there isn't much of a tactical breakdown to give you people. I'm being so real. And Jords, I need some money sleeve merch. Do you know what? That was the plan this season until no more money sleeves proceeded. And, you know, we went from the transfer window just down and everyone, there is no more money sleeves right now.
But if we're champs, though, hey, money sleeve merch, it's got to be there.
Maybe, who knows? And things might present ahead sometime this year when the money sleeve merch just comes out of nowhere. But right now, I have to be honest, like the money sleeve merch isn't even on the horizon. I thought I slightly retired the money sleeve. It's slightly retired at the moment. It could definitely come out of retirement, but it's definitely retired right now because there's nothing to be money sleeving about. Could be money. Yeah. We might have some money penny sleeve or something, or penny sleeve or whatever. Like we might have something like that because that's where we're at right now. But yeah, man. I said, what else we got in here? Crash out reaction was elite. I think that was a couple weeks ago now. My last reaction was pretty sad.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my one.
You might have been talking about your one because you crashed out last game. I done my reaction the next day because the crash out.
If you saw my stream, yeah, oh my god, my stream when these man scored, yeah, oh my god, my head was gone. That was like I've never understood until that moment why people break things when they rage because I really wanted to break something. I swear to God, my head was
like your anger is just so pent up that you need to smash.
I was kicking my bag, bro. I was like doing this with the fucking camera and shit. I was doing all that, bro. Like I had these men in the Discord roasting me as well, bro. Chatting shit. Had West Ham fans in my Discord talking shit as well, bro. It was one of the worst experiences.
I expected that. I honestly like conceding last minute goals in a Tottenham West Ham fixture is pretty much guaranteed. And I genuinely knew. I walked to the shop with my friend on the way to the shop prior to the game. I was getting some food and I said, bro, can't lie. I would not be surprised if West Ham somehow, some way nick this game. Like this game, Spurs are not going to do something good. And it went the exact way that I probably thought it would. So at this point, just expect the unexpected, but also expected at this point. Like losing 4-0 to Dortmund, like Mr. Udang said, it's the unexpected, but expected. So expect the unexpected, expected. Yeah, just that's how you need to go with Spurs right now, because that's how it's the best way to sort of approach games and the mindset going into games and weekends and so on. How many L's have I watched? Mr. Udang, I'm with you. When was the last time I put my Durag on? The channel's called Durag Diaries, and I ain't wore a Durag in God knows how long. Maybe I need to change the rule. Because I used to do Durags only wins, and I generally used to wear Durag most of the season. Now it's the other way around.
My attendance for watch alongs has actually been pretty good. I think it's just the Bournemouth game that I didn't do a watch along for, but I watched the game. Well, I watched half the game because I was at work, but yeah, for pretty much most of the games I'm there. I think it's just been Bournemouth that I haven't been like available for and done a watch along for. Yeah, that was.
You can tell Elijah never gets mad. His crash out was the calmest. He didn't know whether to shout or be angry.
You can tell I don't crash out. You can tell I don't. But I was so mad. When I tell you that I was so pissed off, it wasn't even funny. That's probably the worst I ever crash out on YouTube. Most likely, I'm not gonna lie. It was.
I've had a few. I sit here and say I don't crash out because I try not to, but I've had a few. My thing is, I'll go into the video planning not to crash out. I start speaking about it, and then instantly I'm crashing out, bruv. Like I start thinking about it, and in the moment I'm like, bro, this guy's actually getting me mad now. I'm talking about it. What's going on, and the crash out begins, and we start going down a slippery slope. But let me see who's live, who's live today, or who's live right now. Let me know, people. If anything, I can send you over to Straight Facts. I'm gonna be over there, so I guess that makes sense. Football Terrace. Oh, bruv. Unless someone else is live. I can't even see it. Oh, there it is, actually. I can see it. All right, people. The redirect is set up. We got 53 people in the house. Jords, that mute video of you crashing out is my favorite of all time. I still haven't released the actual mute video of me. I've got another one. This is what I mean. I've done it twice. I've done it like 2 or 3 times, Jays. This is how mad it is. I've got another mute video. If you guys want to see it, I'll upload it. 10 minutes of me just crashing out on mute. I'll upload. Maybe I can upload 5 minutes of it or some shit. But if you guys want to see it, I'll do it. It was for the Bournemouth game. So I crashed out in my video, but I crashed. That was a re-crash out. The first one was definitely a lot worse. Maybe you can lip sync and try and figure out what I'm saying. But I know I'm staring at the camera a lot. And when I'm staring directly at the camera, people, that's when you know I'm angry because I don't really look at the camera that much. But yeah, look, let's smash the likes on the way out. Let's make sure we're supporting Elijah's channel. Link is in the title. Is in the title, right? Let me just make sure it's in the title.
Yeah, try help me out. I can't. After the crash out, I lost 20 subs in it. So help me out, chat, bro.
Man. Let's get these subs out. I can't even lie. I've got to the point where I'm just like, do I even ask for subs? Subscribe if you want, people.
If you want, bro. I don't care, but yeah, man.
It's like Spurs content. Spurs. I may or may not be here. Like, it is what it is. Subscribe if you want. Show love if you want. Like the video if you want. Do all of that good stuff. But yeah, until next time, people. God bless. Goodbye. Have a good day. And yeah, man, smash the DRD raid on the Straight Facts raid for real.